Welcome to this week's edition of the WAFL Update. I am your host, Kyle Walsh. Here's a preview of the top matches in Week 2 of the WAFL regular season. The Queen City Corsairs put their faith in running back Tony Henderson, and it paid off big time in the form of a 23-5 victory over Boston. Henderson had 201 rushing yards and 2 scores in Queen City's win. The Corsairs go up against the Destruction, who held the Spartans to just 1 field goal and 5 red zone attempts last week. These two teams combined just gave up a total of 8 points, so whichever offense can break through will be crucial in an important early conference game. Like Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, the WFL 2 has brother tandem starting in the league. Bubba Jones, quarterback of the Edmonton Chill, will face off against his rookie brother Jed Jones, quarterback for the Los Angeles Immortals. With both teams looking for their first win of the season, Jed Jones has proven to be a dual-threat quarterback with 315 yards passing, 111 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns, while Bubba Jones just sticks to his guns. Bubba Jones lost key targets last week's game against Cincinnati, so wide receiver health for Edmonton will be key. The Louisville Wolfpack and the Boston Maulers were the two best teams record-wise last year in the regular season. Both teams lost last week and find themselves scrambling to pick up the pieces. Neither team wants to fall to 0-2. They play in Boston this week, as both teams should look to run the ball more to their dynamic backs, Bam Bam Thunderman and Duke Overstreet. The key to this game is which team can shut down the run and make one offense one-dimensional. In this week's Game of the Week, the Cincinnati Sentinels travel to Osaka in a battle not only for Western Conference supremacy, but for bargaining rights between husband and wife. It's also the first home game for the Shoguns, who make their trip home to Japan after a surprising 33-30 victory over the Immortals in Week 1. But the Shoguns must shut down the best player in the league, Cincinnati quarterback Paul Young, if they want any chance in winning this game. Don't know what you're doing. Other games this week include the Diablos opening up their home schedule against the Ghosts. The Surge and Stallions meet in a battle for Eastern Conference recognition. Baltimore and Philadelphia both try and obtain a 2-0 record after both teams got wins in Week 1. And the Minnesota Spartans try and get the offense moving against the struggling Hornets. As part of the WFL media, here are me and Jamie's picks for this week. Starting off with Minnesota and St. Louis. I am going with Minnesota.
I am as well.
Yeah, Minnesota they just need to capitalize on the red zone. I think they just 3 points was I don't know.
It was tough.
Yeah.
But you think about it. How many times were they in the red zone?
Yeah, they were in the red zone quite often. I think it was 5 times. So
I don't know how much it was. I don't remember, but they were in there quite a lot. I mean, I think they had 290 yards in the first half. They just could not capitalize. Yeah. They just couldn't. I mean, if they can do that, which I think they can against St. Louis,
they're
going to have a breakout game. They're going to do well.
The next game is Edmonton at Los Angeles.
I am going to go with Los Angeles on this one.
I'm going with Edmonton. I think Edmonton, they held Cincinnati pretty good in the first couple quarters, but once their wide receiver went out, it just kind of swirled down, and if they stay healthy at the wide receiver, I think they have a good chance at winning.
Now, I have to say, this is supposed to be the Big Brothers game, the Jones Brothers game, but I have to say, Jed Jones is looking like a little mini Paul Young.
Yeah, he's not looking too bad. He had over 300 yards passing and over 100 yards rushing with 3 touchdowns, so he definitely looks good.
I think with a couple years, he could be like Paul Young.
He could.
He really do.
But I still think Edmonton is going to win. If they stay healthy, I think that they got it.
I think Los Angeles can pull it out. I think Jed Jones can lead them to a victory. I really do.
All right, in our next game, it's Sterling and Cleveland. I'm going with Cleveland.
I'm going with Cleveland, too. I have to say, I have always been pretty harsh on Cleveland. I never thought they had it in them. But they completely shocked me and turned around my thoughts completely.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're going to be a dark horse in this. I mean, with the trade, with the Anahu, however you pronounce his name, trade. Yeah. I think that it's going to be, there's someone to be watching for.
Yeah, and I thought Cleveland did very good against Baltimore. They held their own really well, and I just think Cleveland's gonna pay out. Next game is Philly and Baltimore. I'm going with Philadelphia.
I'm going with Baltimore. I think that I'm going on a whim on this one. I mean, Philly's coming off of a win, but Baltimore.
So is Baltimore.
Oh, they are. That's true.
Baltimore won.
I forgot that. It was a close game, though.
It was a very close game.
And it was a close game.
I think this is going to be a close game as well, but I still think Philly's going to win.
I'm going for Baltimore.
Okay.
Let's see, we got Chicago, Vegas.
I'm going to go with Vegas.
I'm going with Vegas. Vegas, they proved that
they beat the #1 ranked team in power rankings, and they looked good. I'm going with Vegas.
I agree. They're up there. They're ready to battle with the big dogs.
Yep. Next game, Delaware and Queen City. I'm going with Delaware.
Going with Queen City. They went up against Boston's defense, and they shut them down. Or they didn't shut them down. They overpowered. They overpowered the Boston defense. And
Henderson did have 200 yards rushing, or over 200 yards. I think it was 201. They did good, but I think Delaware, they showed they can play. I think they can do it.
No, I think
they can.
Queen City's going to step over them as well. Walk right on them.
Hey, they could. All right, and then next we got Louisville and the Boston Maulers. I am going with Boston.
Going with Boston as well.
The Wolfpack just don't see the same team as they were last year.
Not at all.
I think
they're struggling. They really are. They need to get back on their feet.
Yeah, and
I don't think this is the game for it, though.
I don't think so either. I think Boston's I think they're going to clean up their act, and they're going to show what they're made of this week. And then finally, the game of the week is Cincinnati and Osaka. I got to say, I'm going with Cincinnati.
I have to say, I went against Osaka last week. I really didn't have any faith in them, and they proved me wrong. So this week, I am going against all odds and against negative 125%, and I am saying Osaka will win this game. It might not be by much. It might go into overtime, but I will tell you what, they are going to fight through, and they are going to win this game. They have something to prove. They're not a one-shot wonder. They are not.
I agree. I think they're much better than what people are letting on. I just don't think with Cincinnati's offense, and it seemed like their defense was doing really well last week. I don't see it happening. Now, I don't agree it's going to be no 70-3. I think that was a little far-fetched there.
But I have to say, I think Paulion's overrated.
I don't think he is.
I think he's overrated.
He's not overrated.
I honestly think that he's going to go down. Might not be by injury or something, but he's not perfect.
I never said he was perfect.
He's overrated.
He's not overrated.
He will get an interception. He will lose.
He might throw an interception or two, but you know what? He'll still have I'll say he'll have a 350 to 400 yard game passing.
I agree
along
with you
with
on
almost, I'll say another 100-yard rushing game.
I say he will put up. He will put up big numbers. Yes, I agree with you on that.
I don't think it's going to be close to 1,000, but
I have to say that I think he will put up big numbers, but I think Connor Pyatt can do it, and I think Andy Green can come back. He has to prove himself because he really was horrible.
He was pretty bad last week.
He was horrible. And
I think he only averaged a yard and
I think he got a talking to as well.
1.8 yards rushing last week. So
yeah, he got a talking to, and hopefully things will get better. But I'm going with Osaka. They are going to win this. They're going down. Win.
Cincinnati all the way.
Until next time, for the WFL update, I am your host, Kyle Walsh.
Check back to WAFL on YouTube for game-by-game highlights and analysis. Watch every game live on the WAFL network at www.dustintv/WAFL football. And visit the website daily for new articles, podcasts, and more at www.waflfootball.com. Can't watch the games? Follow the scores, point by point, big play by big play on the WAFL Twitter at www.twitter.com/WAFootball.